So we welcome you back into Pioneer Arena for today's men's basketball South Atlantic Conference game. This will be the 48th meeting between Tusculum and Wingate. Wingate leads the all-time series 31-16, but the Pioneers have won 3 of the last 4, including last year and season sweep of the Bulldogs in 2018 and 19. Wingate snapped a 3-game skid to the Pioneers in last year's season finale for the Bulldogs, where they won 90-77. Coach Brian Good bringing his Wingate Bullpups here to Pioneer Arena today. Jaron Cottingham is the fourth-year junior in that starting 5, the 6'1 guard out of Harrisburg, North Carolina. Francis Seo, the 6' fourth-year junior out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Miguel Priest, the 6'5 senior from Detroit, Michigan. Kendrick Tucker, a 6'2 fourth-year junior from Roanoke, Virginia. And Quantre Taylor, the 5th-year senior out of Indian Land, South Carolina, just down the road from Wingate, as a matter of fact. And then the rest are filled out with a lot of youngsters. And he's got a lot of guys on this roster, but several scratches for tonight that just don't make the road trip. Brian Good, in his 25th year as a head coach, in his 12th year at Wingate, 205 wins at Wingate, 328 wins overall, is 17-9 all-time against Tusculum, and 16-9 as the head coach of the Wingate Bulldogs. And it's always good to see Marcus Kirkland as well for the Bulldogs as an assistant coach. For the Tusculum Pioneers, it'll be Josh Scott, the young sophomore out of Pompano Beach, Florida, out of Blanche Ely High School. Keyston Brown out of Lexington, Kentucky, a 6'1 sophomore guard. James West, the transfer, the 6'1 senior out of Mount St. Mary's from Freedom High School in Woodbridge, Virginia. Brandon Mitchell, a 6'9 senior from Virginia Beach, Virginia. And Trenton Gibson, the 6'4 junior from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. 2 guys will rely heavily upon for the success of the Pioneers this year. For this Pioneer basketball team here today, it's a team that definitely has to rise up. Coached by J.T. Burton in his 3rd season, his 9th overall, 35 wins at Tusculum, 130 career victories. Justin Chartrand, Deontay Ferguson are the assistant coaches for this Pioneer team. Director of basketball performance is Justin Irwin, as the Pioneers and the Bulldogs get set for this one. Men's official is Corey Haney, Kenny Pate, and Philip Williams. And the opening tip won by the Bulldogs, and we're underway. Glad you could be with us courtside from Pioneer Arena. I'm Brian Staten. The Bulldogs have the basketball, and they go it right to left on your radio dial as we view it. We're typically from Joyce to Midge, right to left. Bulldogs wear the road navy blue uniforms, and the Pioneers in their home white. 3 ball is on the way for Wingate. This will be Kendrick Tucker. It's no good, and the rebound comes down to the Pioneers. Keyston Brown gets around Tucker into the front court. Keyston had some starts last year for this Pioneer team as well. And now James West, newcomer for the Pioneers in that set of 4. The only newcomer in the set of 5, I should say. The other 4 were players here from last year for Coach J.T. Burton. Josh Scott, and a whistle for a traveling violation against the Pioneers. So a turnover for Tusculum. Their thing is defense. They play defense, but Wingate pretty good on that first set as well. Game station engineer today, Nathan Humbry. Glad to have him along on the radio side. Corey Sedgwick on the TV side of things. Glad to have him along. And the guys handling the film, they have sent the students home, so we've got 1 camera here for you today, 1 camera angle. And welcome to Pioneer Arena. Quante Trailer will dunk one down to open up the scoring in the year for the men's basketball sides. Just over a minute in, Wingate leads 2-0. Josh Scott, bang, hits the 3 ball for the Pioneers, and that 3 ball streak continues. Tusculum has made a 3-pointer now in 215 straight games and 925 of their last 926. Of course, that streak ended with 709 a row in 2013. Pioneers went 0 for 7 from behind the arc against Lenore Ryan. Dribble drive is no good. The rebound is tipped, controlled by Brandon Mitchell. West into the front court for the Pioneers. Double team, nice hedge by Taylor. Mitchell in the paint. He'll kick it back out. Extra look for Trenton Gibson. That one is no good, off the mark, and the rebound will be a rebound foul against Brandon Mitchell, who tried to reach for it. And Mitchell picks up his first, and that will be team foul number 1 on the Pioneers. Tusculum leading at 3-2 in the opening 2 minutes of the game. Into the front court, Francis Seo. solid for this Wingate Bulldog team last year. He and Miguel Priest. Priest has it right now. Here's Cottingham. Cottingham. Seo. He'll try a three. This one is good. Francis Seo from downtown. 5-3 Bulldogs. Keaston Brown into the front court. Hands it off to Trenton Gibson. Gibson picked up by Seo. Taylor hedging the screen. Mitchell inside the paint. Little hook shot is no good. The rebound put back, though, by Josh Scott. Offensive rebound tip in by Josh Scott ties the game at 5. I think Mitchell just has to want to take that ball. Offensive foul on Priest. And the offensive foul goes, the first foul of the game against the Wingate Bulldogs. And that will be team foul number 1 and a turnover on the Bulldogs as well. Into the front court, Josh Scott. He'll fake a three. They're going to get him for his second travel of the game. The move was so good it was illegal. That's the way we look at those. Tied at 5, Tusculum and Wingate. Going to be a competitive game. Going to be a competitive conference from head to toe. When you take a look at the teams in the preseason picks, LMU was by far the favorite. They're the number 2 team at preseason ranking. With Queens number 2. They're also number 10 in the country. And then from there, it's kind of just, well, this is what we got. Taylor, inside, outside. Seo goes on Mitchell, and a whistle for a foul. That's going to go, if it's Mitchell, it's number 2. And it's on Mitchell, it's number 2. McBeachy will get ready to check into the game for the Pioneers. Talked a lot about him last year and if he was going to be able to get things going for this team. Actually, it's going to be Actually, it's not going to be him. Anadi Legist will check into the game. So Anadi Legist will be the first. I thought it was going to be McBeachy first off the bench, but it'll be Anadi Legist who will check in out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, young freshman. 1 of 2 at the free throw line, and then the rebound knocked out of bounds by the Pioneers. So Wingate will have the basketball right back. Not the best start you could have. You got number 3, LR, preseason pick number 3, and these Pioneers number 4. The top 4, they're actually from 3 to 6, separated by just about 14 votes, 15 votes really. Wingate at number 7, gaining 81 votes. Nice touch pass to Taylor, dunks it down. Quante Taylor just dunks it down with one hand. A 5th-year senior, eligible to come back next year if he wishes. Will he? That is going to really mess up a lot of scholarship things for a lot of teams. But then again, it's a year where you can just kind of play, assess what you have, and then adjust if you need to. Personal foul here on Francis Seo will be his first, team second, non-shooting foul. Wingate leads 8-5. The gist for 3 is no good. And the rebound, Keaston Brown. Trenton Gibson. Gibson down the lane. That should be a blocking. Ooh, that's a tough call. And a slide that is going to lead us to a timeout. Gibson will be whistled for his first. We go to a break. Timeout on the floor. It's Wingate 8, Tusculum 5. 15:59 to play in the half as you listen to Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Sports Network. 8-5 Tusculum as the Pioneers have opened 2 of 5 from the field. 2 high percentage shots by Wingate. They're 3 of 5 from the field with 2 dunks from Quantre Taylor. 5 points for Josh Scott, has all 5 of the Pioneers' points. 4 points from Taylor and 4 points from CO for the Wingate Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs with the basketball. Into the front court, this is going to be Kendrick Tucker. Cottingham, Tucker, CO. Same 5, with the exception, Taylor is out. And again, Brian Good was a little concerned about the, I guess, conditioning of his big men. So into his Vontrez Roberts, who Coach J.T. Burton says is their do-everything guy. Here's a little drive by Tucker, is up and good. 10-5 Wingate. Keyston Brown into the front court. The gist out there with Brandon Mitchell on the bench with 2 fouls. James West, Trenton Gibson. West pass knocked away, goes back to retreat it, knocked away by Cottingham. Scott, a 3, is off the back iron. Trenton Gibson tracks down the offensive board. Second chance for the Pioneers. Gibson, inside, outside. Scott, a 3. Bang! Josh Scott. 7 for Scott. 10-8, Wingate. CO to Cottingham. Left side, Tucker. CO. Roberts, nice spin move on the baseline on traffic. Missed it. Rebound tip, no. And a rebound foul. And a whistle that's going to go against Priest. He tipped it initially and then battles to get it back. Picks up his second foul. It's team foul number 3. Adrian Cohen into the game. Justin Mitchell into the game. Dyquavis Wilkins into the game for the Pioneers. Also into the contest. No, that's it. Sorry. Gibson, a 3 is off the mark. Wow. He doesn't miss shots that bad. What have we done? So they've called a flop. I don't know what that is. They've called a flop on Gibson. All right, so we're calling all kinds of stuff. That's a new rule. That's new for me. Well, it's first game for everybody. CO in the front court for Wingate. Nice little backdoor look for Tucker. He goes up in traffic and puts it up and in. 12-8 Wingate. As they've hit 5 of 8 shots to start. Right side front court, this is going to be Adrian Cohen. Cohen, Trenton Gibson at 3. No. And a rebound foul is going to go on Dyquavis Wilkins coming over the top. Wilkins will pick up his first. At number 4 on the team. They call that a foul on Gibson for a flop? No. Pioneers going through the bench now. Peter McBeachy is into the contest for the Pioneers. Getting set, Zach Dixon will come in. So new 5 on the floor for the Pioneers from where we started. And Coach J.T. Burton just trying to figure it out. And get a little rhythm going. No, he wants to get a rhythm going defensively. Offense will come, but he wants a rhythm off defensively. 8 points, all 8 for Josh Scott. He's on the bench right now. Left side front court, Rashard Pringle handling. Here's CO. Driving on Mitchell, it's no good. Dyquavis Wilkins with the rebound. He'll take it into the front court himself. Wilkins to Adrian Cohen. Cohen, Dixon, he'll try a 3. No. And the rebound by Roberts of Wingate. 12-8 Bulldogs. Here comes Cottingham into the front court. Drives around Cohen, tips it out to Tucker. He's shut down baseline. Throw it back out to Sio, top of the key. He'll try a three off the dribble. It's good. And Francis Sio knocks down another big bomb for the Bulldogs, who have led by their largest margin of 15-8. Pioneers 0 in their last 2-14. And a blocking foul is Cohen, forcing some contact, forcing some tempo. And the personal foul goes on Cottingham, his first. The Bulldogs have hit 5 of their last 7 shots, by the way. Andreas Wilson is into the game. Destin Clark into the game, young freshman out of Indian Land, South Carolina, just down the road from Wingate. Got a brand new Chick-fil-A there. It's always so popular. So many people there. It's tough to get in and out. Dixon to Cohen on the left side front court for the Pioneers. Settled for some threes, unable to get it inside against this Bulldog interior. They've done a nice job, and Cohen loses it out of bounds. Another turnover by this young Pioneer team. 4th of the game. The Pioneers 2.5 minutes without scoring and trail 15-8, their largest deficit. Sio, who has been solid, 7 points, 2 of 3 from the field, 2 3-pointers made, will bring it into the front court. To Clark. Here's Wilson. Pringle. Wilson around the perimeter, bouncing it right side to Clark. Roberts. And a whistle for another stoppage for a foul that goes against Adrian Cohen. Cohen took a shot to the shoulder as well, and that'll take us to a timeout as well. So we'll take the break and return to Pioneer Arena right after this. 11:57 to play first half. Wingate 15, Tusculum 8. Pioneer basketball continues on the Pioneer Sports Network. (15-8), Wingate leading Tusculum. The Bulldogs have hit 6 of 10 shots, 60%, 2 of 3 from 3. The Pioneers 3 of 10 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3, and haven't scored in 3 minutes. Bulldogs have hit 5 of their last 7 shots. They have the basketball as we resume play after the Cohen foul. Pringle to Clark, now on the left side. Wilson at the top, pass over to the right side. Somebody's over there doing something. On the baseline, a 3 by Pringle. This one rims twice, no good, and the rebound comes down to Wilkins. Who's going to score for this group on the floor? Because the only person to score so far is Josh Scott. Here's McBeachy with the rebound. Goes up and draws a foul. West missing a 3. And the personal foul goes against the Bulldogs, and it will be on Pringle. That'll be his first, 5th against the Bulldogs. Pioneers 1 for their last 7, 0 for their last 4, and haven't scored in 3 minutes and 31 seconds as McBeachy goes to the free throw line. Again, just a green, just a work in progress, and misses on his first free throw opportunity of the game. Missed his second, rebounded by Roberts. Bulldog basketball leading 15-8. Wilson on the left side, back out, Sio. Clark CO. Against this Pioneer zone J.T. Burton has implemented here at Tusculum, which has been so good usually. And travel violation against the Bulldogs to turn it over, and a rare turnover here early against Wingate. Just their second. The Gist, along with Keyston Brown, back into the game. West will dribble it slowly across the midcourt stripe for Tusculum. Justin Mitchell. He'll try a three. This one's banked in good. Well, Pioneers have hit 3 field goals from downtown. And that ends a long drought of almost 4 minutes. 15-11, Wingate. Clark inside to Taylor, knocked away and stolen. Keyston Brown, he'll drive it on Clark, go right to the rim and draw a foul. The foul goes against Clark. That'll be his first and the 6th on the team. So Keyston Brown will go to the free throw line for Tusculum. 60% at the stripe last year for the sophomore out of Lexington, Kentucky. Makes the first. Scored his first collegiate points on a three-pointer against Lees McRae November 17th, and then averaged 3 points a game over his last 16 games. Shot 34% from the field in that process. He'll make both. And it's 15-13 Wingate. Bulldogs in a bit of a drought. 2.5 minutes without a point. After leading by 7 moments ago. It's a 5-0 spurt by the Pioneers. Taylor into the paint. Nice move down low. And a rejection as Clark battled down low and draws a foul against the Pioneers. It'll go against Donati Legist. Number 1 on him. 6th, or is at the 7th on the team now. 6th. So to the free throw line will go Pringle, the 5th-year senior out of Jacksonville, Florida. His first free throw rim's good. Pioneers get the new backboards and rims mid-season last year. With a little give, and Pringle made them both. Ends a drought of about 2:45 for the Bulldogs. 17-13 Wingate. West, the Gist, and they're going to say travel. It was a little too far out for him to go, and it's been called very tight so far here early. We've even had a flop call. So another turnover against Tusculum. Under 10 to play in the first half. Women victorious in game number 1. Other women's finals, LMU. Devin Carter winning his debut, 66-56 over Newberry. Wilkins knocks the ball away, has it again, drives it right down the lane, and will draw a blocking foul on the turnover, and Wilkins trying to go right to the rim himself. And they're going to get Conningham for his second. Conningham, who's basically just been a role player to this point, nothing. I mean, 1 shot attempt, 1 rebound, now 2 fouls. So Dyquavis Wilkins will go to the free throw line. Missing on the first, 72% for the Pioneers last year, and had a 12-point game, 7-rebound game against second-ranked LMU February 6th. They missed them both. Pioneers have got to get to the free throw line and make those. Wilkins made his first 5 free throws of his career, but now has missed 4, or make that has gone 4 of 10 in his last 10 attempts. Mitchell drives it right to the rim after a turnover and puts it up and in. Fast break opportunity for the Pioneers, and Justin Mitchell finishes. Pioneers have been active in this zone defense. Into the contest has come Taylor Bell, a young freshman from Raleigh. Clark to Bell. Here's Wilson at the top. Wilson a three. No. Long rebound. It's going to go out of bounds for the Bulldogs with 8:57 to play. I was ducking for cover right there, buddy. So inbound situation for the Tusculum Pioneers. Backcourt, Keyston Brown to West. Legist with Justin Mitchell, and now Trenton Gibson back on the floor for Tusculum. West. Mitchell wants a clear out. Here's Gibson. Gibson to Legist. Now Brown on the right wing. Legist, 9 to shoot. Mitchell in the paint, and one. Count the bucket and the foul. Justin Mitchell. Foul goes on Andreas Wilson. That will be his first, 8th on the team. Pioneers tie the game with the chance for the lead. Tusculum has hit their last 3 shots. Bulldogs have no field goals in the last 4:15. And the free throw is made by Justin Mitchell. Ebbs and flows of the game against his own defense. Let's just be perfectly honest. It's what it is. Ebbs and flows. Wilson into the front court to Bell. Bell in for Cottingham, who picks up those 2 first-half fouls. Here's Tucker back on the floor for Coach Good. Tusculum by 1, 18-17. 5 to shoot. Tucker pulls up for 2. Good. Boy, Kendrick Tucker has come to play. Into the front court, Keyston Brown as the Bulldogs back up by 1. Legist. Bang! Gennady Legist knocks down a 3. 21-19. Tusculum. Wilson. Clark. Oh, it's Pringle. I keep saying Clark. My bad. Brown knocks the ball away, comes up with the steal. Justin Mitchell. Trailer is fouled as Gibson. He'll go right back to the free throw line when we come back after this timeout, as Wilson will pick up his second. Timeout on the floor. 7:28 to play in the first half. It's Tusculum at 21. It's Wingate 19. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
My name is Trenton Gibson. I play basketball here, and I'm a sophomore. I chose Tusculum because the family atmosphere that's given. As soon as I walked on campus, I was embraced, and also just because of the academics. I feel like I'm pushed every day to be my best.
(21-19) here. The Tusculum Pioneers with the lead. Victorious earlier today was Coker. The Cobras knocked off the Carson-Newman Eagles 67-53. And nothing so far to this point elsewhere, it would appear. 21-19, Tusculum leads as Trenton Gibson will go to the free throw line. Young man has been peppered for the Pioneers ever since he stepped foot here at Tusculum. Conference Freshman of the Year, honorable mention last year, and a preseason second team this year. 13.5 points a game, was top 20 in scoring last year. Oh, by the way, he's like the smartest kid on the planet. He was the Elite 20 last year winner for a guy who contributed heavily on the floor and in the classroom with the 4.0 GPA. He makes both free throws. Tusculum leads 23-19, which is their largest lead of the game. Josh Scott back on the floor, who leads the team with 8 points, leads all scorers with 8 points. Tucker. Bell, Co. Co has 7. Here's Taylor. And a blocking foul. That's going to go on who? We don't have a 2. 2 is the guy going to the free throw line. Who is the foul on? So Keyston Brown is going to pick up the foul. The official said number 2, but number 2 is Co at the line, shooting a 1-and-1. And a foul that's going to go against, I guess, Tucker after the missed free throw. There's a lot going on here. A lot of stuff being called. Tusculum has warmed up. They're 7 of 15 from the field, 47%. Wingate has stayed warm all game. They're 7 of 13, 54%. The Pioneers, though, to get warmed up, have made their last 4 shots. Ebbs and flows, peaks and valleys. We don't know who's shooting. It is 2 shots. So 2 shots, double bonus. Legist goes to the free throw line. He's hit a 3, his first points of his career. And makes the first of 2. A young freshman out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Pompano Beach, Florida for Josh Scott. Kind of pulling in this Florida pipeline. Football team is heavy from the state of Florida, the Sunshine State. Mitchell back in. The Gist makes both free throws, will go to the bench. 25-19, the Tusculum Pioneers on a 7-0 run, and over the last 2.5 minutes on a 12-2 run. Gibson will knock this pass out of play as the Pioneers zone defense settling in against the Bulldogs, who found some openings early. Now, Justin Mitchell and Josh Scott each with 8 to lead the way for Tusculum. Last field goal for the Pioneers was the Legist 3. Tucker hit a jumper to make it 19-18 Bulldogs. Right now 25-19. And Co with a tough turnaround jumper is good from 16 feet. 25-21. At the top of the key is Trenton Gibson. Gibson drives it right down the lane, draws the foul, hits the floor hard, and will go to the free throw line. After the foul going against Richard Pringle will be his second. A lot of fouls here early, but a lot of things have been called. We've even had a flop if you're just joining the broadcast. I don't have flops very often. We had a flop. I mean, that's awesome. Gibson at the line making the first. Trenton a double-double to start the year last year. Had his 800th career point against second-ranked LMU in the conference semifinals. 814 career points coming in, 352 rebounds, 229 assists. A career 78% free throw shooter, which is 8th in school history. And, of course, he missed. But Josh Scott gets a second chance. West a 3. Bang! James West knocks down a 3, and the Pioneer run continues. 5 for their last 5. 29-21, largest lead of the game. Pioneers by 8. Left side front court to the top. This will be Co. Co. Roberts down the lane, and hanging and shooting and scoring is Taylor Bell. That's a nice finish. Wingate has made their last 3 shots, but they had just been turning it over. Gibson to Brown. He'll fire a 3. No. Rebounded by Josh Scott. Boy, he's done everything. Right side front court is West. Fresh off his first make. He'll drive it. Oh, they're going to say travel. Wow, what a great move. It was so good it was illegal. Man, that's tough. On the playground, that wouldn't have been called. Into the front court, Wingate, down 29-23. Again, they've made their last 3 shots, but they've had 4 turnovers in the last 4 minutes. They have 6 for the half. In the contest is Blake Bailey. Skip pass to Sio. Spinning. Boy, he's been so good, but he misses here. Rebounded by, that guy, Josh Scott. West. Oh, he's feeling it. Bang! Little razzle-dazzle behind the back dribble, pull up three. Just what you draw it. 32-23, largest lead for the Pioneers. Tucker in the middle to Roberts from the foul line. Brown knocked it away for a moment, then he does knock it away from Sio. It goes into the backcourt. Never die attitude by these Pioneers. Youngsters, defense. You gotta love to play defense. And James West comes in, loves to play offense. The Gist will come in to give West a breather with Brown out there on the floor. Long three by Sio, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Legist. Into the hands of Trent Gibson. Pioneers have flipped the table. Gibson, layup, no good. Rebound is off of Roberts, out of play, and to Tusculum. As Daquavis Wilkins will be in. I don't know how that ball didn't stay down for Trenton Gibson. Pioneers hitting 6 of their last 8 shots. Scott to inbound it. Long range three is no good. There's Wilkins with the rebound and the putback. Daquavis Wilkins after the Mitchell miss. 34-23. Pioneers trailed 15-8. The offense have come to life. Sio loses his footing. Roberts in the paint. Bailey blocks. Got it back. Battles to get it back. In the paint. Bell kicks it back out to Sio. Turned it over. Trenton Gibson says thank you very much. And Josh Scott will lay it up and in on a fast break. Boy, after a slow start for the Pioneers, they're out racing. Defense leading to offense. And the Pioneers, 7-0 run, and the Bulldogs haven't scored in 2.5 minutes. Bailey fakes a three, drives in, and, oh, he walked. Oh, no, they say it's a blocking foul. Sorry, my bad. I only act like an official sometimes. Foul will go against Legis. That takes us to a timeout on the floor. We'll take the break and return to Pioneer Arena. 3:12 to play in the half. It's Tusculum 36 and Wingate 23. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. Pioneers lead 36-23 on a 7-0 run over the last minute, 45 seconds. Josh Scott leads all scorers, 10 points, along with 4 rebounds in the game. 4 of 5 from the field. 8 points for Justin Mitchell off the bench. 9 points for Francis Sio. A 1-and-1 for Bailey is no good. Rebounded by Josh Scott, his 5th board. 36-23 Tusculum. Gibson off a screen for 3. No. Rebound tipped by McBeachy to Wilkins. And he's fouled and one. Daquavis Wilkins in his sophomore campaign. How about this youngster? Tucker with his second. Double bonus the rest of the way. Pioneers have done a good job not fouling here over the last couple of moments. Got off to the slow start, but have improved steadily. At the free throw line for the three-point play, Wilkins is good. Off the bench, Daquavis Wilkins with 5. 38-23 is the largest lead. Or pardon me, 39-23 is the largest lead for the Pioneers. And 2:45 to the half. Coming up at the half, a look at this week in Tusculum, or I should say the last 3 months in Tusculum athletics. First half scores and stats. 3 by CO is no good. Rebound is loose. Gibson had it knocked away, and it will stay Pioneer ball. Gibson soars for that rebound. Nice job there by Trenton Gibson, your do-everything guy. My all-name team, Kobe Funderburk, checks into the game, along with Ray Tyler, here in the final 2:29 of the half. Funderburk, a promising freshman out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And Ray Tyler out of the famed Blackman High School. Tyler has it right now for the Pioneers. And we got to tuck our shirt in. We got to stop play. We got to tuck our shirt in. We come off the bench with our shirt untucked. We got to tuck that. We stop play to tuck shirts. It's a point of emphasis. They do it. They did it. They've done it forever. Inbound situation for the Pioneers will be Funderburk. And a whistle. We're going to discuss more stuff here. Brian Good explaining that we just had to get our jersey right. It wasn't a foul, wasn't anything else. It's just an inbound situation. But we blew our inbound play. Now Wingate knows what we're going to do. Oh, we still did it anyway. Tyler, McBeachy, Scott. Wilkins in the corner, fires a 3. No. Rebounded by Tucker of Wingate to CO. And, going to get a foul on Wilkins. He slapped the elbow, says Kenny Pate. Daquavis picks up his second personal foul. The 1-and-1 for Wingate on the 9th team foul. Wilkins will exit. Oh, he's active. Pioneers leading 39-23. Shooting 48% here in the first half. They're on a 10-0 run over the last 3 minutes. CO gets to double figures with the free throw. He is now with 10 points on 2 of 4 at the stripe. Cottingham has been relegated to the bench with 2 personal fouls and an 0-for-1 first half. Second free throw for CO is good. Ray Tyler with it. Will bring it across the stripe for the Pioneers. And McBeachy's whistled for an illegal screen, which will turn the basketball over. McBeachy picking up his first. So with 1:57 to play, Wingate, who's 0 for their last 4, no field goals in the last 4 minutes, but can put together a nice little run here right before the half. CO between the rings front court. One bounce to Tucker. Tucker, long-range threes, good. Tucker hitting the long-range 3, about 4 or 5 feet behind that three-point line, and it's 39-28. Gibson from the top of the key. Tyler on the left wing. 90 seconds in the half. Tyler's 3, no good. McBeachy tracks down the long-range rebound. Gibson with it into the corner on the right side, and Scott apparently stepped out of bounds. Another turnover on the Pioneers. Ebbs and flows, peaks and valleys. So we've slowed to a snail's pace here offensively. And a couple of those youngsters, Funderburk and A timeout's been asked for real quick. That one you burn or you lose for the Wingate Bulldogs. And they put together a nice little run here. They were down just moments ago by the largest deficit of the game at 39-23. So they put together a nice little 5-0 spurt and have a chance to make it 7, maybe even 8 on a possession here. So down at just 11. Last time these teams got together, Wingate just absolutely dominated the Pioneers. They were so far out of it, then I looked up at the clock and at the scoreboard, and all of a sudden it was an even game. But then a 14-0 run by the Bulldogs put the game away, and Tusculum never threatened in the final, say, 8 minutes of that game. Here, Wingate got out to a good start, led at 15-8. But Tusculum has put together a couple of runs, a 7-0 run and a 10-0 run here in this first half as they built the 16-point lead at 39-23. Behind Josh Scott's 10, Justin Mitchell's 8. So out of the timeout for the Bulldogs, 1:15 on the clock. Clark back into the game. Cohen is in, along with West for the Pioneers. Quantre Taylor to Sio. Sio on a screen, pulls up for 2. That one is no good, and the rebound is out of bounds off Wingate. All sorts of success for Brian Good here at Wingate. 205 wins in his 12th season as the head coach of the Bulldogs. 25th year overall, 328 wins. Spent a lot of that at Queens before they joined the South Atlantic Conference. McBeachy on Taylor. Baseline is good. A little extra bonus offense from Peter McBeachy. Without Brandon Mitchell the entire first half because of foul trouble, it has been McBeachy and Legist. And they have held together and held down the fort. And inside the paint, Josh Scott got into the air, and a nice little ball fake by Bailey underneath, and actually a foul is going to go on Scott, which is going to be his first. And going to the free throw line is going to be Taylor Bell, pardon me. I said Bailey, I meant Bell. Out of Raleigh, North Carolina, Crossroads Christian. 41-28, Tusculum. And at the free throw line is Taylor Bell, knocks in the first of 2. Six of 9 at the stripe. Now 7 of 10 at the stripe for the Bulldogs as a team here in this first half. The Pioneers have attempted 14 free throws, 9 of 14. 17 seconds as Cohen takes it across the stripe for the Pioneers. Gibson with 7. Gets a screen. McBeachy, point blank, missed it. Tip is good by West at the buzzer. James West tips it in and knocks it home right here at the end of the first half. Well, after a very slow start by this Pioneer basketball team, they have put it together, and they have opened up a 13-point lead going into the locker room. Coming up here at the half, a look at this week and the last few months in Tusculum athletics, plus your first half statistics and scores from around the league. That's when we return with more here on the Pioneer Halftime Report. And at the half, Tusculum 43, Wingate 30. Pioneer basketball continues on the Pioneers Sports Network.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family. So much of life these days is rushing around from one place to another. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the journey on the way to the destination. And part of what makes it a little more enjoyable is an appreciation for the folks who help you get there. At Ingalls, we know that the people who send you on your way are the same ones who keep you coming back.
I think you should take it for a spin. Are you serious?
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you? To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus? What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
My name is Trent Gibson. I play basketball here and I'm a sophomore. I chose Tusculum because of the family atmosphere that's given. As soon as I walked on campus, I was embraced. And also just because of the academics. I feel like I'm pushed every day to be my best.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsoncitytoyota.com.
It's fine. It'll be okay, okay? Nobody cares about the flowers. Who needs flowers at a wedding?
At Ingalls, we know that the best of plans don't always go according to plan.
My best friend's getting married today and the florist never showed.
That's why we're always there when you need us.
What are their colors?
Purple and cream.
With smiling faces and helping hands.
No one cares. No one cares. You will look great. Flowers are not important. And where is Holly? Have you anyone seen Holly?
And although life will be predictably unpredictable,
Let's get you to that wedding.
a curveball is that much more satisfying
I got the flowers!
when you knock it out of the park.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome!
So when the plan goes out the window and improvisation becomes the order of the day, just remember, that's where the best of memories are made.
All right, they're ready for us.
True story. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
We are in Granger County, Tennessee, here at Pierce Farms, and the Pierce family has been working with Ingalls for over 30 years. It means a great deal supplying produce as a local farmer. It really touches base knowing that we're just simple people just trying to help, and we love what we do, and Ingalls is a huge part of helping us do it. Farming is who we are, and it's in our blood. God has really blessed us with the sun and the soil to grow the best tomatoes you'll find anywhere. I believe it's really in the soil. So if you're in Granger County and you farm tomatoes, then you're in. Just a great blessing on us to actually farm and be able to farm and to supply tomatoes to people. And Ingalls really cares about family farms like Pierce Farms, and they really care about their customers. We're just glad to be a part of that. God has blessed us with a really great partnership there. They make fresh local produce have real meaning for lots of people. I'm Shane Pierce, and this is my Ingalls story.
Well, here at halftime, Tusculum leads 43-30. We're getting ready to start this second half of action. So it's still college football season here very early in the year. Alabama getting a fight with Kentucky. It's 14-3 Bama leading that contest. How about Ohio State and Indiana? Ohio State survives the Hoosier comeback, 42-35. And today, Clemson and Florida State has been postponed. So how about that? Tennessee plays Auburn later, if you're worried or wondering. But it is much later. Do miss Coach Jerry Odom. Hope everything is well. Got a chance to go see his son play his final game of his high school career last night at Greenville High School. They lost to Elizabethton 24-20, third round of the playoffs. They gave the state's #1 and defending state champion a run for their money in that game, as Greenville finished the game with 3 one-play drives. I don't know how you do that, but they did. Impressive. All right, it's 43-30. We start the second half. Tusculum starts with the way they started the game. Brandon Mitchell has it, working against Quantre Taylor, and his turnaround hook shot is no good, and the rebound comes down to Francis Seo. Into the front court, Cottingham. Will he be more assertive here in the second half? Wingate starts the way they started the game as well. Tucker a runner. That's no good. Taylor had it knocked away. It's loose and picked up by the Pioneers' Trenton Gibson. Gibson, bounce pass to West. Layup missed. Rebounded by Brandon Mitchell. He goes up strong, and he'll draw a foul. Mitchell trying to be assertive after playing just 3 minutes of the first half. And the personal foul here goes on Taylor. Taylor picking up just his first. So it will be Brandon Mitchell who will go to the free throw line. 70% free throw shooter last year. Making it first. Well, I rounded up, 69.9. 67% for his career for the senior. Led the conference in offensive rebounding last year. It's tough to lead it in offensive rebounding when you play just 3 minutes to start. Missing the second, Taylor secures the rebound. 44-30, Tusculum. Backdoor look for Cottingham, all alone underneath, finishes. That's a great feed. And somebody got lost in translation there. A minute gone here in the half, second half. Trenton Gibson stays on the dribble, goes on Taylor, gives it down low, and it's knocked away by Wingate. Tried the very difficult interior pass with several bodies in the way between he and Brandon Mitchell, and nearly pulled it off. It will be Brown to inbound for the Pioneers, baseline front court, who turn around, go right to left on your radio. Gibson stumbles, falls, and goes to the floor once again and loses the ball out of bounds. Wingate will have the basketball on the 9th turnover by the Pioneers. Across the midcourt stripe will be Seo. Solid first half for Francis, 11 points for him. Quantre Taylor against that Pioneer zone. Tucker fires away. This one is no good, short, and a rebound tracked down by Keyston Brown. Brown, Gibson, West, all can handle the basketball, all on the floor right now. Mitchell, sleight of hand pass by Brown. And it's going to be a foul against the Wingate Bulldogs, and this is going to go against Tucker. That's going to be number 3 on him. So Brown's going to inbound the basketball right side front court for the Pioneers. Brown actually did a little shot fake right there on the baseline inbound. It's pretty good. They actually bought it. West, Mitchell, he's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Double team came, and the foul goes on Quantre Taylor, which is going to be his second. That was really a nice bounce feed to Brandon Mitchell. Like to see him explode and just go right to the rim. Just explode, go right through that contact, play through contact, finish with contact, and finish with just a high percentage two-handed rim rocker. I think that'll be here. That'll be coming along. Mitchell at the free throw line, a little double clutch on the free throw attempt is no good. Missed them both. Taylor with the rebound. A little different shooting from the free throw line for Mitchell. Priest lost it for a moment, but was able to find it and gather it back. Then looked down low for Taylor, who finishes on the layup. Well, it was a messed up play, and it worked out for Wingate. It's a 10-point Pioneer lead. They once led by 16 in the first half, and they've been slowly leaking oil since that late first half surge. Keyston Brown, nice change of direction. High off the glass is no good. Mitchell battles to get the rebound. It's knocked away off of Wingate, and the Pioneers are going to have the basketball back. On the inbound, Pioneers, Keyston Brown. Mitchell to James West on that left side. Gibson three, nope. Rebound taken away by Quantre Taylor. So the offense not really taking flight here in the second half by the Pioneers. And Brown trying to stay in front of Cottingham. I don't know, he just got trucked right to the middle of the chest, and they call the foul against Keyston Brown. That'll be his second. So Legist, along with Mitchell, will be in. It's been a slow start, really, for Mitchell and Brandon Mitchell and Trenton Gibson here in the second half. So they'll just get a chance to sit down and regather themselves. Taylor to Cottingham. Around Legist, and he'll earn a trip to the free throw line. We got nothing out of Cottingham from the Bulldog perspective in that first half. And now this personal foul will go on Legist. And at the free throw line will go Cottingham. Honorable mention, all conference from a year ago. And he misses from the free throw stripe. Roberts will be in for Wingate. McBeachy in for Legist, who picks up his third. Cottingham with his second. That's no good. And the rebound to James West. It remains a 10-point Pioneer lead. West, I think once he gets acclimated to this Division II level, will realize he's got to play fast. It's always fast. Division II is probably the fastest form of college basketball. Scott, no, short on the three. And then out of bounds was Wingate with the ball, and that was all set up by Justin Mitchell, who went crashing the glass for an offensive rebound, and Tusculum dominated the offensive boards in that first half. And they are continuing to that trend here in the second half, 2-0 in that department, and 13-2 for the game. Mitchell, Brown for two, he's fouled. Keyston Brown will go to the free throw line. And the personal foul goes on Taylor Bell. That'll be his first. So Keyston Brown to the stripe. Again, just 60% from the stripe last season. And he's 3 for 3 as he gets the nice kind three-hop roll off of the rim and through the cylinder. Good on his first attempt. And the second is string music. 46-34 Tusculum. 3 minutes gone in the second half. Seems like forever. Priest, Cottingham. Puts it on the floor to Bell. In for Kendrick Tucker, has 3 fouls. Roberts on McBeachy, and he'll draw a foul on McBeachy. And Roberts will go to the free throw line. Does so much for the Bulldogs. McBeachy picking up his second. A lot of fouls here in the second half. Already 7 between the two teams. Roberts, first free throw is no good. They missed their last 3 from the stripe. Brandon Mitchell back in for McBeachy. McBeachy, Legist, Brown, or I should say Mitchell, who will be playing down in that number 5 position. And a whistle for a foul that's going to go on Priest. Oh, wow, that's number 3 on him. Miguel Priest picking up number 3, the senior out of Detroit, Michigan. And already the 5th foul on Wingate, and we have yet to play 4 minutes of the second half. James West with Brandon Mitchell, Josh Scott, Keyston Brown, Justin Mitchell on the floor. West across the stripe for the Pioneers. Deflected ball right to West, and then he throws it away. Turned over as Tucker steps in front for the steal. Cottingham traveled. And a turnover. We cannot get to the first media timeout. These teams have not come out here in the second half and been very sharp at all. Very strange start to the second half. Neither team has been able to take advantage of the other team's mistakes. Brandon Mitchell at the top, right side, James West. Here's Josh Scott for 3. Short. And the rebound to Cottingham for the Bulldogs. Racing it into the front court. Weaving his way through traffic, gives it up to Co. Co to Tucker. Co to Cottingham. Roberts in the paint, spins on Mitchell, rejected by Mitchell. Loose ball picked up by Tucker. Down the lane, layup is good. Kendrick Tucker got it to fall. 10-point Pioneer lead, 46-36. West, Mitchell, off the glass, banks it in. Brandon Mitchell, that is there every time he wants it. 48-36. And a reach. That'll go on West, and that'll take us to a timeout on the floor. We'll take the break and return to Pioneer Arena in 1 minute, 15:20 to play in the game. Tusculum 48, Wingate 36. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family. So much of life these days is rushing around from one place to another. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the journey on the way to the destination. And part of what makes it a little more enjoyable.
Welcome you back into Pioneer Arena. LMU has opened up their game against Newberry. They lead at the half 42-23. And have no idea what's going on at Catawba. I'm not sure anybody does. Here it's 48-36. Oh, it's 37-34, Catawba leading Anderson in the first half. In other men's games, Wingate here with the basketball out of the timeout. Clark is rejected on his way to the rim. Rebounded by the Pioneers, and they take off. Cohen right to the rim, too strong on the layup attempt. And the ball is out of bounds off of the Pioneers as Cohen couldn't finish the fast break opportunity. I like to see Gibson stay on his feet a little bit more. I don't want him to go down too often because it feels like he's going to get hurt. Either way, Wingate basketball, a very slow second half. Pioneers are 1 for 8 shooting, and the Bulldogs are 3 of 7 shooting. Pioneers are also 0 for 3 from the free throw line, and now Roberts is going to go back to the free throw line as well. So this personal foul will go against Adrian Cohen, which is going to be his second and the 5th on the team. A lot of fouls here in the second half. Tusculum last year established themselves as a second half team. Massive comeback against Young Harris in the 3rd game of the year to give the Pioneers their 3rd win in a row to open up the season. On the Dylan Smith 3 at the buzzer. after Young Harris had led that game all the way through. Roberts made them both. 48-38, Tusculum. Can they get going offensively? They got off to the slow start in the first half, another slow start here in the second half. Justin Mitchell. Brandon Mitchell to Cohen. Brandon Mitchell out to Gibson, a three. Bang! Trenton Gibson. Will that spark the offense for the Pioneers? Trenton finally knocking in his first field goal of the game. His 6 point, just 1 of 6 from three, 1 of 7 from the field. But went 3 of 4 at the free throw line. He has 6 points. Roberts goes at Mitchell. Tucker. Clark. In the paint, maybe a travel it is. Traveling violation on the Bulldogs to turn it over, their 9th here of the game. Pioneers, who are just 2 of 9 this half, 22%, have dropped to 42% shooting, 16 of 38. Top of the key, this will be Justin Mitchell into the hands of Brandon Mitchell to Cohen. Pick and roll, but it's knocked away by the Wingate Bulldogs. Cottingham anticipating it. Roberts lost it, got it back, shot it, missed it, got it back, missed it, but foul. And the personal foul goes on Justin Mitchell. That'll be his first and the 6th on the team. And it will be Roberts to the free throw line to shoot 2 for the Bulldogs. 2 points for him, 2 of 4 at the free throw line with 3 rebounds. Roberts rams in the first. Roberts made the second. Pioneers lead 51-40. 13 and a half to play. Trenton Gibson across the stripe. Right side to Cohen. Brandon Mitchell a long way from the bucket to Trenton Gibson. Roberts hedged the screen. Rise Mitchell with the reverse layup. That's no good, and the rebound is knocked out of bounds off of Tucker. Brandon Hay, it's the first game for everybody. I'll guarantee you that he's going to take that. As Wingate reacted a little too late on that hedge, Tusculum is trying to take advantage of the hedge. On the inbound, Wilkins with contact finishes with that contact. 53-40. And a whistle for a foul. And I think it's Trenton Gibson. So Trenton picking up his 2nd personal foul. And it's the bonus the rest of the way because we can't play a series without a foul or a whistle or something here to start this second half. Wingate, who has not even made a field goal in the last 2.5 minutes, but they've been able to get to the free throw line consistently. And the free throw attempt by Rashard Pringle is no good for the 5th-year senior out of Jacksonville, Florida. Roberts to get a breather as Quantre Taylor is back in for that 5th-year senior. Pringle makes the second. 53-41, Tusculum. Gibson, Cohen, Wilkins. He'll try 3 off the dribble. Bang! Dyquavis Wilkins straight away. What a dagger. 56-41, Tusculum. Into the front court, Pringle, CO to Cottingham. Tucker, Cottingham. They close him down on a double team. And now he'll drive it to the rim. Kick it out to Tucker, a 3. Long range. This one is no good. And the rebound to Trenton Gibson. Long pass up ahead to Dyquavis Wilkins. And it will go out of bounds, stay with the Tusculum Pioneers. Getting back just in time. Tucker was everywhere that time. And CO. 12-14 to play here in this basketball game. The Pioneers inbound, right side front court to Trenton Gibson. It's a Mitchell screen. Pick and pop, no. Brandon Mitchell, left side to Justin Mitchell. Justin Mitchell. They will give it back to Brandon Mitchell. Inside the paint on Tucker. Oh, it's goaltending. Quantre Taylor will be whistled for the goaltend. I think Brandon Mitchell had missed it. And Quantre actually knocked it out of the cylinder. So goaltend going against Wingate to give Tusculum a 58-41 lead. As we go under 12 minutes to play in the basketball game. It is now the largest lead of the game. And the Pioneers have hit their last 3 shots. Wingate has not had a field goal in almost 4 minutes. Wilson is into the game. Pringle off his kneecap. Oh, and a late whistle. And the personal foul will go against the Tusculum Pioneers. Dyquavis Wilkins with his 3rd. That takes us to a timeout as well. 11:41 to play in the game. It's Tusculum 58, Wingate 41. Pioneer basketball continues from Pioneer Arena after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. (58-41), Tusculum leading with Pringle going to the free throw line for the Bulldogs. Elsewhere at the half, Catawba leading Anderson 39-37, and a second-ranked LMU behind Cameron Henry's 13 first-half points leads Newberry 42-23. They're trying to decide whether we're shooting, which we're shooting. It's a 1-and-1. Brian Good is having some fun with the official since Wingate is down on this end getting ready to shoot free throws. He says the foul was not on us. At least you know that. And Pringle makes the front end of the 1-and-1. Where the Pioneers have hit their last 3 shots, and no field goals for Wingate here over the last 4 minutes. And Pringle made both. Miguel Priest back into the game for Pringle. 58-43, the Pioneers, who had their largest lead seconds ago. Adrian Cohen across the stripe for the Pioneers. To Trenton Gibson. Brandon Mitchell. Cohen. Wingate in a man-to-man. Justin Mitchell on the right side, 10 to shoot. And the Bulldogs trying to fight through a screen. And I didn't see who it was on. CO maybe? It is on CO. Number 2 on him because JT makes a better door than a window. Pioneers will inbound. It's a non-shooting foul. Wilkins on the inbound to Gibson. Gibson, backdoor lob. Wilkins, don't do very much. Alley-oop, and Dyquavis had to catch it below the rim and then go up above the rim, hanging, suspending himself in the air for that dunk. Now that was impressive. Beautiful helper by Trenton Gibson. What do we have? Have a foul? Justin Mitchell has been whistled for his second personal foul. And Tusculum just can't play right now without committing a foul. It's been real tight. Cottingham, after missing his first 2 free throw opportunities, makes that. It's his 3rd point of the game. Someone who averaged 18 points a game in under 30 minutes played last year. Tusculum's done a nice job in controlling him. He makes 2. But it's 60-45. The Pioneers by 15. Nearly halfway through the second half. 3 ball. Wilkins is no good. Rebounded by Wilson. Bulldogs with it into the front court. Wilson pull up off the dribble. Baseline is no good. And the rebound, Quantre Taylor has it in the paint. Battles, goes up strong, banks it in. A 13-point game again. That was the lead at the half for the Pioneers. They had moved it up to 17. Gibson. Mitchell, 3. Boom! Justin Mitchell from downtown. 63-48. Oh, pardon me, 63-47. Maybe it's foreshadowing. Miguel Priest, Quantre Taylor, exactly is what it was. Taylor's going to go 1 for 2 here and make it 63-48. Mitchell on a reach will pick up his 3rd personal foul. Double bonus the rest of the way for Wingate. As Quantre Taylor will step to the line for this 5th-year senior. Missing on the first. Guarantees going to make the second. Tusculum 10 and 11 all time in conference openers. Quantre Taylor will go to the free throw line to shoot his second. Oh, that one is no good. Oh, wow, Miguel Priest has been whistled for a foul. That's a 1-and-1. So Priest is going to be whistled for his 4th, and coming to the other end will shoot a 1-and-1 for the Pioneers. I did not see that. Into the contest is going to come Destin Clark. He'll come in for Priest. 48th meeting between these two teams, with Wingate leading the all-time series 31-16. Tusculum's won 3 of the last 4. And Mitchell at the line to shoot a front end of a 1-and-1. He missed it. Rebounded by Brown, stolen by Cottingham. Driving it right to the rim, missed it going up, and the rebound is out of bounds. And apparently that's off James West. I completely missed that one too. Logists back into the game for the Pioneers to give Mitchell a breather. He's labored at the free throw line. He's been a very good free throw shooter for his career. Not so much today. And going up on the inbound, another foul whistled against the Pioneers. It's a good thing we're playing all these players because everybody's picking up a foul. Now Logist with his 4th. And here comes McBeachy, who will come into the game after 2 shots by Quantre Taylor. He's going to make one of these. So Taylor to the stripe. He's going to make this next one. Pioneers are at 47%. They've hit 5 of their last 6 shots. They do have 12 turnovers, and it is a slow-moving second half. Snail's pace second half. Taylor makes the second. Now it's 63-48. Pioneers who won here at home last season against the Bulldogs 75-53. Lead 63-48 right now. And we went to the Cuddy and lost 90-77 on senior night. Brown to Scott, no good. McBeachy had the rebound and it's out of bounds. off of Wingate. Boy, Justin Scott was fouled going up. You could hear it in the microphone. I know I heard it. Maybe I heard it. Pretty sure I heard it. 63-48. Inbound situation for the Pioneers. Trenton Gibson. Little hook shot, no good. Nick Beachy put back is no good. Rebounded by Wingate. Wilson with the board. Here comes Co into the front court. Down the lane, off the glass, banked it in. That was a tough finish for Co. Back to 13, the lead for the Pioneers. West, a quick trigger three is way off the mark, and the rebound comes down. And a long pass up ahead for Cottingham, and it's down to 11. Quick trigger three leads to a break for the Wingate Bulldogs, and they put together a run. We go to a break, timeout on the floor. It's Tusculum 63, Wingate 52. 8:52 to play in the game as you listen to Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsoncitytoyota.com.
Champions know how to seize opportunities.
My name is Trenton Gibson. I play basketball here, and I'm a sophomore. I chose Tusculum because of the family atmosphere that's given. As soon as I walked on campus, I was embraced, and also just because of the academics. I feel like I'm pushed every day to be my best.
Well, ebbs and flows, peaks and valleys. The Pioneers had a 17-point lead at 60-43, but it has been a 9-3 run since. It's a 63-52 lead for Tusculum now. They led by 13 at the half. They lead by 11 at the moment, but they have the basketball back, and they've missed their last 4 shots. Trenton Gibson out there with Josh Scott, who's been quieted here in the second half. James West, Brandon Mitchell, and Keyston Brown. That's your starting 5 for the Pioneers. Josh Scott, Trenton, drives. Oh, he hits the floor again. Trenton hits the floor like he's a janitor cleaning the floor. The personal foul will go against Vontrez Roberts, which is his first. He is on the floor a lot. Whew. Scary like. So Gibson goes to the free throw line. It's been a struggle from the field for him in the game. Completely opposite game 1 from a year ago to this year where he had the triple-double. Now he's got some good numbers. As he makes the free throw, makes his 7th point of the game. He has 5 rebounds and 5 assists. So another solid game for Trenton. 65-52 as he makes both. Left side, Cottingham. Roberts, Wilson. Down the lane, layup is good. Wingate answers. So Trent Gibson into the front court as we go to Keyston Brown, a 3. Bang! Keyston Brown knocks down a 3. I'm not sure that Kenny Pate is going to stop the play to tell Coach J.T. Burton he has to stay off the floor. Are you kidding me? I mean, coaches spend more time on the floor than they do on the sideline. And we got to stop it now with 8 minutes to play? Now. I guess it's the rule. Cottingham a 3 over Brandon Mitchell is no good, and the rebound, Josh Scott. Trenton Gibson with it into the front court. 68-54, Tusculum. West a 3. No. Roberts battles, gets the rebound for Wingate. West was open. Seo drives it. This should be an offensive foul. It is. And that'll take us to a timeout on the floor as Seo will pick up his third. Timeout on the floor, 7:28 to play in the game. It's Tusculum 68, Wingate 54. Pioneer basketball returns after this on the Pioneers Sports Network. So we welcome you back into Pioneer Arena, where Tusculum 43% for the game, 22 of 51. Wingate 46%, 17 of 37. Tusculum being led by Dyquavis Wilkins, 12 points, 5 of 7 from the field. Justin Mitchell with 11, and Josh Scott with 10, but no points here in the second half. Inside, Brandon Mitchell, little step through, and he missed it, and then commits a foul. Brandon's just got to finish that. And now a foul on Mitchell. And it will be two-shot bonus down here at the other end as Mitchell has picked up his third. Dyquavis Wilkins, third time in his career he scored 12 points. The last time coming against LMU February 26th. Justin Mitchell, 12-point game against UNC Pembroke last year early. So with 11 right now. Quantre Taylor missing the first. But the second is good. 68-55, we've kind of been stuck around this 13-point lead. It's been down to 11 once, and the Pioneers hit a couple of threes. And now Wingate has battled back. Tusculum won for their last 7. Josh Scott, Trenton Gibson. Wingate in the man-to-man. Scott a three from the baseline. That one's short, no good, and the rebound to Trenton Gibson. Another offensive rebound for the Pioneers. And Gibson into the lane, finishing with the contact. 19th offensive rebound of the game, and then Brandon Mitchell with the block at the other end. Cottingham for a three in the corner. That's no good. Rebounded by Clark. He goes up on Mitchell. That's no good. Quantre Taylor gets it, goes up and finishes. 70-57. And now Trenton Gibson controls it into the front court. 6:20 to play in the game. Scott. Trenton Gibson. Brandon Mitchell. And then a whistle to send Keyston Brown to the free throw line, I think. As Wilson, we're calling everything. Andreas Wilson will pick up his third. And it's the two-shot bonus for Keats. That's his first. It's good. Brown with his second, looking for his 8th point in the game. Missing it, looking for his 9th point, missing it. Rebounded by Wingate. Starting the break, and Tucker finishing at the other end. Tusculum did not get back defensively. 71-59. Brown on the left side front court. Under 6 to play in the game. Gibson, West, takes off to the rim and loses possession. Turned over. Clark on the drive, rejected by Trenton Gibson. Justin Mitchell will be in. Clark brings it down. Tucker on the inbound. Tucker. Watched by Trenton Gibson, still with it. Wilson. He'll try a three off the dribble. Tough shot, won't go. Rare offensive rebound, and I couldn't see what happened. It's a jump ball with the arrow to favor Wingate, who are down 12, but have played pretty good here in the second half, shooting 41%, now 40% for the second half. Shot 43% first half, much better. Or I should say they're shooting 43% for the game. They shot much better in the first half, but they've been getting to the free throw line. A lot of free throws in the game attempted, 55 total. Turnover, Josh Scott has the steal. Into the front court, Justin Mitchell a three. In and out, no good. Quantre Taylor grabs the rebound for the Bulldogs. That one just in and out. Last year, that would have been one of those Dylan Smith daggers. Oh, my goodness. Another foul. Trenton Gibson picking up his third. We're not playing good without fouling in the game. We're committing a bunch of fouls. So Tucker's going to go to the free throw line. 13 points for him, 13 points for CO, who's getting set to re-enter this game. And Tucker makes good on the first. Solid game for Tucker. Chance to make it a 10-point game. McBeachy is back in, along with Dyquavis Wilkins for the Pioneers. Miguel Priest in for the Bulldogs and CO. And Tucker made them both. It's a 10-point game. Tusculum is led by 17 at 60-43 here in this second half. After the spurt, need another spurt. Need to go on a spurt. Brown a three, baseline. It's no good, too strong. And the rebound by the Pioneers is loose. Nope, Priest comes away with it. Long pass into that front court. Cottingham, quick first step to make it an 8-point game. Cannot. Offensive rebound, though. Taylor, and he'll be at the line. As Wingate hitting that offensive glass here of late. They were completely dominated on the offensive glass. At one point, it was a 15-4 advantage in the offensive glass, and now Trenton Gibson has just picked up number 4. The 14th foul on the Pioneers in this second half. Taylor missing on the first. Kobe Funderburk will be in to spell Trenton Gibson. And Taylor missed them both. Across the stripe into the front court, Keaston Brown. McBeachy may have walked. He did. Brandon Mitchell will be back into the game for the Pioneers. 4:10 to play in the game as the Pioneers are leaking oil. They haven't made a field goal in the last 2:27. Matter of fact, they haven't scored in 2 minutes. Cottingham, Taylor from the foul line. Holding it, now getting it back to Cottingham. 15 to shoot. Getting a Taylor screen. Into the corner is Tucker. Splits a double team, goes right to the rim and in. It's an 8-point game. Wingate just continuing to peck away. 71-63. 6-0 run by the Bulldogs. Pioneers need a bucket. Mitchell. No. And Brandon Mitchell whistled for a foul. And that's going to take us to a timeout on the floor. We'll take the break and return to Pioneer Arena. 3:31 to play. It's Tusculum 71, Wingate 63. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneers Sports Network. Ryan's 57-40, Lincoln Memorial leading Newberry there in the second half. Here it's 71-63, Tusculum with Quantre Taylor going to the free throw line to shoot 2, where they've been in the double bonus in the last 7 minutes. And Taylor knocks in the first. Tusculum led 60-43. Yeah. Second is no good. Rebounded by the Pioneers. Brandon Mitchell out there with those 4 personal fouls, but we're in winning time. They got to make some, got to execute. Oh my goodness. Funderburg brings the thunder. Catch and shoot 3 without fear. Holy cow. Needed that. 10-point game, 74-64. CO, no, for 3. That's the same call at the other end. That is the same call that Brandon Mitchell got called for his 4th foul. It's the same call. It's the same call. And Taylor was able to come over the back and not get fouled. Well, it's getting late in the game. I'm in midseason form. Inbound situation for the Bulldogs. 74-64 Tusculum. CO driving on Funderburg and missing. Rebound put back by Tucker is good. .240 to play. Keyston Brown across the stripe. Right side, Justin Mitchell. Funderburg. Can he do it again? Bang! Kobe Funderburg. Are you kidding me? How much fun is that kid having? Priest finishing with contact at the rim. 77-68 Pioneers. 2:10 to play. Keyston Brown across the stripe. Mitchell, Wilkins. Here's Brown. 2 to go. Funderburg, this time willed. Oh, no, they left him free. Bang! 3 for 3 from downtown for Kobe Funderburg. And an offensive foul on Cottingham to turn the tide. Got a little offense, and now some defense. Cottingham whistled for his 3rd. Legist, Gibson, and Josh Scott into the game. How about that for the freshman, Kobe Funderburg? 147 left, 80-68. Wingate with 3 timeouts. The Pioneers have 2. Gibson to Funderburg. Oh, smart play. Throws it on into the front court. Scott, Funderburg, 4 for 4. Bang! It was at 7, and then Kobe Funderburg entered the game. And are you kidding me? The diaper dandy. Priest In the paint. They're going to count that and the foul. And that foul goes on Josh Scott. Tusculum can't play without fouling here in the second half, but it's been pretty awesome watching the Funderburk show. 4 for 4, 12 points for Kobe Funderburk. Priest makes the three-point play. 83-71. 12. It went from a 17-point lead down to 7. And now, just moments ago, was 83-68 before Miguel Priest hit a bucket and draws the foul. At the free throw line is going to be Trenton Gibson. Shooting 2 as that last foul went against Wingate's Taylor Bell for his second. So Gibson making the first. But it may not be triple-double numbers for Trenton, but it's 10 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists in limited time today because of his personal foul trouble. Makes the second. Funderburk went into the tie for the game, the team lead in scoring with 12 on 4 straight shots. Tucker with his 21st point on a wraparound layup and 1 minute to play. Pioneers were leaking oil, and Kobe Funderburk to the rescue. It's not like we didn't. That's why you're recruiting, because the kids like, instant offense. Brown loses it, and then is whistled for an offensive foul. That'll be number 3 on him. Pioneers have been whistled for 17 fouls here in the second half. That is, that's a foul a minute. Brandon, or I should say Legist, got a piece of that shot. Brown has it, and it's thrown off of a Bulldog and out of play. .33 seconds to play. It's 85-73. Wingate will have the basketball after some confusion. I'm so confused. Pringle. Baseline. Priest. Walked. Passed out of it to Seo. Seo traveled. Got that walk. And the Pioneers get the basketball back with 26 seconds to play. It's a free year, if you will. Now, don't tell these kids that because they're here playing. You don't lose a year of eligibility for playing. If you're a senior, you get to come back. Graduate, you get to come back. Freshman, you're a freshman. No reason for a red shirt. You can play whoever you want to. And you don't ever lose any type of eligibility for any of these guys. Year to assess your team, year to assess if you've made the right decisions, if they're going to be able to mature, grow, those types of things. Never before has this type of thing happened. Well, after the Bulldogs had trimmed it to 7, the Kobe Funderburk show opened up. 4 for 4, 4 straight three-pointers, and the Pioneers opened it up. And now Trenton Gibson with 2 more shots at the free throw line, 87-73. And with 20 seconds to play, the Bulldogs have it. Pringle skips it to Tucker, who's had a solid night, 21 for him. Shoots over Gibson, missing here, and the rebound Priest. Priest goes right back up, draws a foul with 8 seconds to play, because what would we be without a foul at the end of the game? That's on Josh Scott. Gibson with 14. He leads Tusculum. Tucker leads all scorers with 21. 9 of 14 from the field. Seo with 13. 13 for Taylor of the Bulldogs. Priest makes the first. Scott didn't score here in the second half. Had 10 first half points. 12 points for Dyquavis Wilkins. Third time in his career he's matched it with 12 as Priest hit them both. Pioneers are going to win it. The Pioneers are going to knock off the Wingate Bulldogs and win 4 of their last 5 against Wingate. 87-75. Bulldogs fall to the Pioneers. A Wingate team that will not get a chance to play Tusculum the rest of the year. There will not be a makeup game between these two or another second game because that's just the way the schedule comes out between these two. It's like Tusculum will not play Carson Newman twice. They will only play him once. Your final score, Tusculum 87, Wingate 75. Our Pioneer postgame with Coach J.T. Burton comes your way next. This is Pioneer Basketball here on the Pioneers Sports Network.